Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be discussing in this very special edition. We're going to be discussing about Bitcoin. I'm going to also give you an analysis of Ethereum, but more importantly, I'm going to give you a macroeconomic picture of what I think is going to be our prediction for Bitcoin in the next potential 4 months, 5 months. Of course, before we continue, drop a follow, subscribe to the channel for more updates about the crypto market. We post every single day. Today, guys, it's all about understanding through data where it could be our mid-term top with Bitcoin, how high we're going to go, and what is the expectation that we're going to have right now. Now, straight away, I want to show you this chart over here coming from this guy over here on Twitter, who credit from macro to micro, who's showing that our events for next week. Next week is going to be very important because we're going to have all of this coming. So the CPI report is coming, and for those of you who don't know about this, CPI is the consumer price index and is pretty much a measurement of inflation. Now, why is this very important for Bitcoin and crypto? Because I stated so many times that what is happening right now is that in the last 2 to 3 months, this number CPI came higher than expected, and pretty much it suggests that inflation is reaccelerating again. So it means that at the moment, the only way that Bitcoin and crypto and the stock market can actually go to the upside and it can break all-time high, Bitcoin can go to 100,000. We want to see those numbers, the CPI, to come lower than expected. Why do we want this? We want this because the Federal Reserve at the moment is keeping interest rates very, I'm not going to say very high, but is keeping interest rates high, and they don't want to cut interest rates. So if interest rates are going to be very, very high, investors are not going to have available cash to put into Bitcoin, into crypto, into stocks, and therefore Bitcoin cannot go higher. But why this month, the CPI is crucial, or even the next one, is because at the moment, guys, it's something very important. The only way the Federal Reserve is going to be able to cut interest rates is going to be either if the economy is weakening, so if unemployment rate is going to start to go to the upside, to rise, or if the CPI inflation is going to come lower than expected. Now, very, very good. The economy at the moment is weakening. The data shows that unemployment rate is rising, which is good for us because the more is going to rise, and then the Fed is going to decide whether to cut interest rates. But also, we want the CPI to come lower than expected. Bear in mind something very important. Every person at the moment, he will tell you that Bitcoin will go to 100,000 when the Federal Reserve is going to do the first rate cut. But I would like you to urge you to be very careful on that, and I want to show you this chart over here. Guys, what you need to be careful is that at the moment, if we're going to have a lower CPI, the market is going to react, of course, in a very positive way because the market always moves in advance of the news. So if we're going to have a weakening economy, we're going to have a low CPI report, the investors and the market is going to think that the Fed will cut interest rates the next month or the month after. And what they do, they pump the stock market, they pump crypto, and everything goes up. But I also want to show you this, which is very, very important. I want to show you what happens when the Fed pivots. What it means is whenever the Fed is going to start to effectively cut interest rates. As you already know, the Federal Reserve is incredibly stubborn, and they are always late to the game. What I mean is, last time they were saying that inflation was under control, and they started to increase interest rates after inflation went up to like 9 or 10%. They're always late. They always react, so they are reactive, they're not proactive. So what is going to happen is, be very careful because whenever, in my opinion, whenever the Fed is going to cut interest rates, it's going to be too late already. So don't wait for the Fed to start to cut interest rates. Try to react to be proactive, and of course, not financial advice, but move in the anticipation of this rate cut. Because once they're going to announce, maybe August, September, they're going to cut interest rates, is because something is very bad with the economy. And I want to show you this chart, which is very important. This is the S&P 500. Look what happened whenever the Fed decided to cut interest rates, from the day that they actually cut interest rates. Minus 51%, stock crashes everywhere. So 2023, nothing happened. Could be happening in 2024? I think so, or maybe 2025. But there is definitely something that they will start to cut rates whenever the economy is going to do very, very badly. So I really hope this was helpful for you to understand where we are in the cycle. I don't believe we are at the end of the cycle. I think we are still in a mid-term cycle, and in the next 4 to 5 months, we should definitely find a potential blow-off top or mid-term top at least. Now, talking about Bitcoin, guys, Bitcoin is into a very interesting situation right now. We are fluctuating around $61,000, $60,000, and at the moment, we're looking at this now. Courtesy to one of my very good friends, Decoded Jar. This guy, he's a kick-ass trader, guys. He has predicted so many predictions in regards to Bitcoin in the last 1 to 2 years. And I really would like you to drop him a follow because he is fantastic. And the Code Jar is pretty much proposing that at the moment, he's an expert in Elliott waves, as you can see. I'm terrible in Elliott waves, so that's why I took his chart over here. But he's showing pretty much that at the moment we are forming a wave 4, like a corrective wave 4 over here within the wave 3 over here. So he thinks that at the moment, right, we pretty much bottomed at $56,000, and the next impulse is going to be roughly from here to roughly $110,000. Then we're gonna have a correction, and then we're gonna have a blow off top at roughly $170,000. And of course, I tend to agree with him. I really listen to him because it's fantastic. But again, if we're going to have an invalidation below $49,000, all of this, unfortunately, might not happen. But for the moment, looks very, very good, and we just have to wait and see. But he's a great trader, so definitely drop him a follow. And the other guy, I would like you to also have a look at is Captain Parabolic Toblerone. This guy as well, please follow him. Amazing trader. He has predicted that drop from 71,000 to 56,000 Bitcoin, something like 2 weeks in advance. To be honest, I don't know how they do it. They are just fantastic. And again, he's also like an expert in Elliott waves. And it's quite remarkable the fact that they're actually saying the same thing. So it's such very similar targets. And trust me, they come with completely different conclusions, with totally different data, and they come to the same conclusion. So we don't know what's going to happen, guys. We don't know what's going to happen, but what I would say is really listen to them. Just watch them, listen, read what they have to say, and please follow them because they are just fantastic, really, in understanding. And he in himself is saying that we're going to see this another impulse wave 3 at roughly 100K, drop to then 81,000, 82,000, and then a blow off top at roughly 170,000 roughly in July. So that's gonna be very, very exciting. Okay, guys, I think that's it for the other people prediction, and then I'm gonna give you my prediction today just to show you what I'm thinking about it and all of that. So we can have a look at the data, and we can then decide whether we are right or wrong and all of that. Now, what I think, guys, this is my opinion and has to be taken as financial advice. But what I believe at the moment, right, the only thing I'm utilizing right now is this indicator over here called the RSI Relative Strength Index. I'm utilizing over here this mathematical sequence called the Fibonacci extension, and also I'm just utilizing typical support and resistance. Now, what I believe, guys, first of all, I believe that this cycle that we have been experiencing right now comes from the older data roughly from 2017 where Bitcoin touched $20,000, and then we had the beautiful breakout, retouching here $70,000. We had another bear market over here, and now looks like we are forming a sort of like a triple top, as some people said. Now, what I think is quite normal at the moment is that we are having a normal correction before breaking all-time high. So if you look at the past, right, if you look at 2017, look at 2020, we always had a correction before breaking all-time high. So I'm not really surprised, we are seeing this. And also compared to, if you actually zoom out, compared to the pain we are experiencing right now, that people are saying, oh my gosh, this is terrible, we're gonna go down to whatever 45 50k. I mean, looking at the grand scheme of things, I mean, that doesn't really look like a crash in my opinion. But you also have to be mindful that this correction that we have right now, which Steve the Code Jar and also Captain Toblerone are calling, is called the Wave 4. The Wave 4 could be going down even as low as $50,000, $51,000. But at the same time, it doesn't really matter if it's going to go to 50,000 or it's going to drop over here, because looking at the data, you can see that if you connect all of these diagonal trend lines over here and then you drop your Fibonacci, it brings you to a mid-term top at roughly $100,000. Again, 95, 100,000. And I just came completely with different with a different strategy, different technical analysis and data, and I came to the same conclusion as the Code Jar and also Toblerone as well. So that's quite remarkable. And also looking at the RSI, guys, if I look at this is the 3 weeks RSI, you can see that in 2020 over here, when we had the first top, the top was roughly at 92 RSI, whereas right now, guys, we only touched a 79 RSI, and looks like we could potentially go as high as the 91. So if I actually calculate the 91, I go this way to this way, and then I just put this one together. Once you're gonna go to, like I say, a 90-91 RSI, it will be in line with a mid-term top over here at roughly $100,000. And it's also quite remarkable to say that the traders I mentioned before, they are also saying that we're going to go to 170k, and also this is also along with what I think as well. So as you can see, in my opinion, guys, which is a little bit different from them, but I believe that we're going to see a last blow of top around this area. Then we're going to have a potential correction. I don't know if we're going to go down to 50,000, 60,000, but that definitely could be on the cards. And definitely I can see one last blow of top at the very end of this bull market, which could be definitely coming in place. But for right now, what I'm concentrating, guys, it's this mid-term top. And people are asking me what is going to be the date. Captain is saying roughly July. Steve the Code Jar as well is saying July, August. I'm saying roughly, yeah, in between July and August, of like a 95, $100,000, $105,000 Bitcoin. So that's what I want to see. I want to see a potential drop down to 52, 53,000, go in line with this diagonal support on the RSI, and then a beautiful push to the upside at 90 RSI, which coincides with 95, 100,000, big drop to the downside again, and then final blow off top to the high heaven. And people are asking me as well, when do you think you're going to see the alt season? When is the alt season going to come? Well, looking at the data over here, guys, alt season could be coming after, I would say, once Bitcoin is going to make this blow off top. So we're going to see blow off top over here, a consolidation over here, and then a drop. I think that during this drop over here, and again, not financial advice, we're going to see the start of alt season. So alt season, it means that all the money are going to be taken away from Bitcoin, put them into altcoins, and then you're going to see this crazy pump coming very, very soon. And sometimes, to understand when is alt season going to come, what you can utilize is called the Bitcoin dominance chart. So pretty much whenever you're going to see this Bitcoin dominance raising to the upside, it means that what is happening is people are just taking money away from altcoins and putting them into Bitcoin as a sort of a safe haven. Because of course, if you're going to have a stock market crash, you don't want to keep your money into Dogecoin or these shit coins like Gala Games or whatever. with all the respect, I think they're gonna go crazy high. But again, if you're gonna see a stock market crash, those coins are gonna go they're gonna lose 99% of the value. So I will probably go to a flight to quality, sell them, buy Bitcoin, and therefore the dominance goes up to this way over here. Now, my prediction right now is the fact that looking at this chart over here, if you actually connect this chart over here, we can see that the dominance could raise up to roughly over here, so mid of July, beginning of August, and we could be seeing a 60% dominance in this time. So bear in mind that the Bitcoin dominance goes up when Bitcoin pumps as the first impulse after breaking all-time high. All the money goes into Bitcoin, or it can also go up if Bitcoin is going down, because of course people are going to sell the altcoins and they're going to put them inside BTC. So I can really see that maybe from now until July, August, we're going to see a last pump of the Bitcoin dominance over here. And why am I saying to this level over here, guys? Well, because what I did, I actually drew this thing called the Fibonacci retracement, and the golden zone for a retracement here is roughly the 61.8% retracement, which coincides with the 60% Bitcoin dominance. So what I want to see after this, right, will be this sort of thing. I want to see Bitcoin retracing as high as 59 from here, and then from here, from July, August, I want to see a big drop to the downside. So once you're going to see this movement over here, guys, our season is starting. So all the money is going to be taken away from BTC, put them into the altcoins, and you're going to see a complete explosion. So looking at this chart over here, guys, it's very difficult to say that in the next 1 to 2 weeks, are we going to have further downside of Bitcoin down to 52,000, 53,000, because market dominance, in my opinion, is going to go higher regardless for the next 2 to 3 months, even if Bitcoin is going to go up to, let's say, $100,000. Guys, the next one I want to show you today is very important as well, which can help us to dictate, where are we going, is actually the S&P 500. So S&P 500 as well, I'm on the 3-week chart. I'm still utilizing my RSI, and this is the scenario I can see for a mid-term top for the S&P 500. Now, bear in mind that if Bitcoin is going to go to 170K, I can see the S&P 500 going up to roughly 7,000 for the next, we can say maybe 6 to 12 months. But of course, this is going to be the final blow off top, and then we're going to see a huge bear market. But as a mid-term top, I'm going to cancel this one over here. I can see the S&P 500 potentially going to the extension of this 1.618 at 5,623. Now, how quickly we're going to go there? So I guess I got two options over here, guys. Number one is going to be that we're going to go from here, we're going to go straight. So we're going to break all-time high, and you're going to see straight away this. But otherwise, if this week, the CPI is going to come higher than expected, the Fed is going to say we're not going to cut interest rates. They're going to, of course, play the game as always to crash the stock market. We could definitely see a correction down to here at 4,800, 4,000, even 4,700, and then a big final impulse to the upside to complete this parabolic move. And then after that, of course, we're going to see a correction maybe down to here. That's what I want to see for the S&P 500. And also, if you can see from here, guys, it's quite remarkable that since 2017, so similar to Bitcoin when I was putting the charts, it looks like everything is into the same cycle, that once you're going to be able to, I will say, touch this RSI at this level over here, that could signify a midterm top and then a potential correction. But at the moment, we're still missing, as you can see here, we're still missing this movement from here to here. And it would be actually quite healthy, to be honest, to see a potential retracement down to here, to then touch this line over here, and then a final impulse to the upside. So the S&P 500 looks pretty good, to be honest, and that's what I can see. I can see a straight pump from here, or correction from here, maybe a little bit lower, and then boom, one final blow off top. And the next one also I want to show you today, which is very important to understand, where we are as well in the cycle, is the US 10-year Treasury Yield. This is the government bond where people pretty much, whenever the stock market is crashing, what they do, they buy these government bonds, and the government gives them money back pretty much. So at the moment it's at 4.5%. It means I can put $1 million and get my $45,000 every year, pretty much doing nothing. And at the moment it looks like the reason why I'm expecting, I will say, one last little correction of the S&P 500 as well as Bitcoin to maybe 52,000 is the fact that what we could be seeing could be a top over here. So a top, again, looking at the RSI, maybe going up to here, which is going to be around July. So maybe up to here, and then from there, what we're going to see could be a breakdown. So once you're going to see this breakdown over here, stocks are going to go insane. Stocks and crypto, of course, but they're going to be all of that. But again, it's very difficult to say if we're going to see this impulse coming, last impulse coming to the upside and then downside, or are we going to break down already? So again, very difficult to say at the moment, but looking at the targets, a 3.2%, it's definitely on the cards. And if this is going to happen, guys, if you're going to have a fixed income at 3.2% with the stock market going up like crazy, investors are going to take money away, are going to sell these treasury bonds, and they're going to buy, of course, risk assets like crypto stocks and all of that. So also very exciting for the US 10 years. And the last one I want to discuss today, guys, is the DXY dollar currency index, which is also very exciting as well to see. So DXY, guys, is into a very interesting chart right now. So I'm going back. I'm going to go on the monthly chart. Maybe you can see a little bit better this over here. As you can see in the monthly chart, it looks like that the DXY could be retouching those high levels at $122, which was seen last time in roughly 2001. And of course, this is going to happen maybe at the end of the bull cycle, 2026. And of course, this is it looks like this could definitely happen. So at the moment, it looks like it's probably into a bull flag, the DXY. But what I want to show you is right now what we could be seeing. It's a potential pump up to 108 to 109 if CPI comes higher than expectation and the Fed is going to turn hawkish again. We could be seeing Bitcoin going down to 52,000. And then, of course, the DXY 109. Why is it important? Because the DXY has a negative inverse correlation with Bitcoin, crypto, and stocks. And therefore, whenever this one goes up, stocks are going to go down. So I could be expecting a potential last impulse up to here. But then, guys, my latest target, if you're going to see a blow off top with Bitcoin and also S&P 500 and stocks, is going to be roughly over here at the very diagonal support of this channel over here. It's going to be roughly at 97 DXY. So if we're going to see a weakening of the dollar with roughly 96 or 97, the risk assets, stocks, and crypto are literally going to explode. So it's a very exciting time I can see from here. And of course, after we're going to see, let's say, a stock market crash with a blow top in stocks and crypto, we could see then the final move to the upside maybe at the end of this bull market, but it will be coming maybe in 2025. So again, this movement over here, guys, it means the dollar is losing value, because if CPI comes lower than expected, Fed is going to say, oh, we might cut interest rates, the dollar is going to go down like crazy, and therefore you're going to see stocks go up and also crypto as well. Cool. Okay, guys, from a macro point of view, I really hope this was helpful and give you so much data. I know it's very difficult to process all of that, but we like to go very in depth and to be very, very specific, very thorough. And today I also want to give you a little bit of analysis of a few altcoins as well, just Ethereum and short-term and also long-term as well. I think I gave you already the Ethereum long-term analysis a few weeks ago, but Ethereum, guys, looks pretty good in my opinion. Looks that we could be seeing maybe further downside if Bitcoin decides to go down to, as I said before, to roughly $52,000, and I just had to wait and see, how is it going to behave. At the moment, to be honest, guys, even if I drop a Fibonacci, I go from here, from the lowest point to the highest point, you can see that we still have, we might have a potential drop around this area over here. Okay, this could be like we can call it like our area of interest, but I'm not saying we're gonna go that low, to be honest, because it's been already pretty best up already Ethereum. So that could be like an area of interest, of course, for some swing spot holding position, and it's not financial advice, of course, but that's what I can see from the data where we could go to. I'm gonna go also on the weekly chart to show you a little bit better what's going on over here. Ethereum we can even see like, it's pretty much into a flag. The daily chart shows even better, potentially like a flag or a bullish pennant. And as you can see from here, right, this is a very important level here of Ethereum. You can see that it's even connecting like, with these points over here, and this area, guys, at 2000, roughly here, 2700, 800, that's going to be a very important point to see if we're going to see further continuation or we're going to see a bounce to the upside. But at the moment, I mean, it looks fantastic, to be honest. I really love this chart because it really looks very, very bullish. I know you're not of the idea. You might say to yourself, oh, that's doesn't sound like, very bullish, but in my opinion looks amazing. I can even go for the lowest point to drop a Fibonacci from here and see what it could be the next level. So 2800, 2900, that's a very good area of support, but I would say that the best points at the moment, for a buy in Ethereum is around this area, okay? But it's my own opinion. Do your own research because I might be totally wrong, okay? But this area over here would be great. Otherwise, if I had to have a look at also like a lower level, could be roughly around $2,200. But again, and of course, guys, if you want to know more about buy limits, buy levels, and all of that, you can join our VIP group. Link in the description below. Link in bio description. So you can just join. It's $59 per month, where we just post analysis every single day about 3 or 4 altcoins, buying levels, scalping sessions. We just do everything you can think of, and it's could potentially help you, to navigate the crypto market in a better fashion. But Ethereum, looking at these guys, I can see that the next move is going to be something like this, like a bull flag, like a bullish pennant from here, then going to here, and then bring it to roughly $4,700, $4,800, which was roughly the previous all-time high, and it will make absolutely sense. I can even see from here, if I go to the lowest point to the highest point, let's say I'm gonna go and calculate with a fib extension from here to here, and it brings me roughly to 4,800. So that could also be the reason, why we're gonna go to all-time high with Ethereum. As if you also want to know, the price prediction with Ethereum for the last for the next midterm top, all of that, there's a video which I posted. You can see in the thumbnails where I'm expecting Ethereum to go to 7,000 as a midterm top. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope it was helpful for this session. I know it was very long to listen to, but I really hope it gave you lots of valuable information in regards to where we're going to go with the cycle, with the market, and potentially it's going to help you to clarify a little bit more what's going on. But of course, subscribe please to the channel because I post every single day, so then you're not going to get lost because the crypto market can be very volatile, can be very difficult, and therefore you need somebody to give you a little bit of a guide, not to provide you financial advice. I don't do that, but I just provide you guidance to maybe see a few things from the data, and then you can decide yourself. Guys, take care, and I'm going to see you tomorrow for an update about Bitcoin. Enjoy your Sunday.